of the accuser and the accusations. At the same time, there clearly is more to this story than we initially knew about or whatever. So I am leery of saying things that are going to be misconstrued myself. So I totally get where Matt LaFleur is coming from. But yeah, there were some people, business as usual. Domestic violence is business as usual. No, this was about how they're approaching the football aspect. And whether or not there are charges that are eventually filed or not, something did occur. The police did come. A neighbor called the police, not just the accuser, but a neighbor. So there was obviously some sort of commotion. So I don't think anyone at 1265 Lombardi Avenue was being dismissive of this or saying that it's not a big deal. That's not what it is. But they do have to get back to work. And Josh Jacobs is an important piece of what they intend to do this season. And yes, there is question about his availability and how this is all going to ultimately play out. But right now, he is, this is ridiculous, but he is no different than I am in terms of where his current standing is legally. He has not been charged with anything. Neither have I. So he can go to work, and so can I. But that doesn't mean anybody's taking this lightly. So that was my only point. And to your, again, as I expected, and to your point from last week when they closed the locker room instead of having it open after practice, and kudos to Jason Wallers, their VP of Communications. We have another access day to day. So I can talk to Micah Parsons, who there was a lot of guys that talked yesterday. It was hard to get everywhere. There was no Rudy Ford availability, unfortunately.
Oh,
but I talked to a lot of people, including Trey Smack, which I want to get into that. But we're gonna talk to Sean Ryan today. We're gonna talk to Micah Parsons today. I'm hoping I get to talk to Javon Hargrave because I missed him yesterday. But ultimately, we will end up with the same amount of access. I was irritated. I get it. I think I probably overreacted a little bit. I'm willing to own that. But at the same time, after listening to people talk yesterday, there's some peril in being asked questions a day after Josh Jacobs is arrested. And I think they probably made the right decision. So
They did make.
Before we get to our first break, just so you can hear how he handled the Josh Jacobs-related questions, here is the Packers quarterback outside the Packers locker room after practice yesterday.
Yeah, we've talked internally. Everyone knows what the situation is there, and we've talked. But obviously, the details are, we're keeping that. Everybody's keeping that under wraps right now, just out of respect for the situation and obviously all the legal stuff that's going to be playing out. But it's great to have Josh here with us, be able to work with us and get back to work. But we're just kind of everybody's just waiting and letting it play out on its own.
Do you find yourself wondering, man, am I going to have a running back this year, or just the uncertainty of it all, especially for you as a quarterback?
It's there's always questions. I was shocked when I saw it, and like I said, it's one of those things we're gonna let it play out. There's a lot of uncertainty when you hear something like that of what might happen, but we'll see. We'll let it play out and go from there.
Didn't seem that way, but is it awkward at all when you first saw him after the incident or whatever happened?
No, and I'm just gonna leave some of the stuff we've talked about and everything kind of internally, but no, knowing who Josh is, no.
Tausch, what did you think of how the quarterback handled that subject?
It's exactly why I think it was a smart move last week to not. You don't know anything. Like, Jordan Love is handling it as delicately as he can. There's not a ton of information that you get from that other than you want to be a supportive teammate, but you also we've seen this before where guys have put their head out there and stuck up for guys that it was not the right move to do.
Mm-hmm.
There ended up being stuff there. And for as much as everybody wants to believe and trust everything and trust your teammate, there has to be, when you're talking about something as serious as this, you have to have a little bit of you have to give it a little bit of a buffer and let the situation play itself out. And unfortunately, nobody in this world will do that now. Like, that's just not where this is. Everybody wants immediate. What do you think? What does that mean that, what are you going to do without that running back if that's the case? Well, hypotheticals are fine when you're not dealing with the reality. And for us, hey, we can sit here and have all the hypotheticals we want. We're not in that locker room. Those guys, that's real world. That's real life. So I think less is more. And for us, that's not great because we obviously have stuff we're doing. But from a player standpoint, a coach's standpoint, an organizational standpoint, the less stuff that is talked about with this and the less that it is broached, the better and I think just the smarter that is, because let it play itself out. And in a world where we need everything done now, this isn't one of those cases. It doesn't make any sense. And Jordan, I think, handled it as delicately as he could while being supportive of his teammate, but also not really playing into any of the hypotheticals. And it was a week later, and it feels like it's been 2 months. And that's why I think what Green Bay did last week, while, from our perspective, it wasn't the greatest, from the team and the organizational standpoint, it was 100% right. And I would hope by training camp, we'll have more answers, and then you can move forward whichever direction that's going to take you.
Agreed. All right, a couple of things that were interesting at OTAs we'll get into with Brian Bulaga, including an offensive line alteration that I want to get into with him when he joins us. But we have some breaking news from the world of the NFL and gaming. We will talk about that coming up after Tausch tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, if you're out shopping and you're looking for stuff, you don't want to have to sit there and just battle with people. If you're shopping for new windows and doors, you don't want to haggle. Pella sticks to the straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use those high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy directly through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and they're going to service them. Real pricing, premium quality with no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
The cover of Madden 27 goes to a guy who didn't even complete 60% of his passes last year.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Do you believe in the curse?
Christian Watson?
We'll talk about that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. Baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Shop the Pig. Bayview, the Pig, is back. Piggly Wiggly on Oklahoma Avenue is completely remodeled, better than ever, and throwing a grand reopening you won't want to miss. Join us Saturday, June 6th for live music, free samples, and amazing deals all day long. Fresh new look, same friendly faces, same locally owned Piggly Wiggly you've always loved, now with a new assortment, expanded produce, and revamped bakery and deli.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
I thought this was a very smart move by the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett is a generational talent. Are you winning football games with him now? You're not. So what is the benefit to keeping him on the roster? To put him on a ticket package? To have a face of your franchise? That's not good enough. You need to be thinking about the future. And this has a direct through line to the Deshaun Watson deal. When you gave up so much money and so much draft capital to land what you thought would be a transformational quarterback that never came to fruition, it put you in a situation where it was prohibitive for you to build the right team around him, around Myles Garrett, I mean. They have never hit on the quarterback. They had a good draft last year. They have some interesting young pieces. It makes sense. It's not helping you win football games. So as tough of a pill as it, I'm sure, for Cleveland Browns fans to swallow, this was a smart move for the Browns to invest in their future.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I know the value of gear that works as hard as you do. And with Father's Day coming up, Iron Jock has some great bundle deals for every kind of dad. Get a performance t-shirt and low-cut socks for just $35, a polo and cap bundle for $65, or grab a lightweight hoodie and jogger set for only $100. Iron Jock gear is moisture-wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by Silver Ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Shop Father's Day bundles now through June 21st at ironjock.com.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tausch, do you believe in curses? Are you?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Were you that way as a player? Like, did you have certain?
I wouldn't say I believed in. Like, I don't know what curse they're like, the Bambino or anything like that. Do I think
the Billy Goat? Yeah.
Do I think that is like the predominant? No. What I think happens is the psyche of fan bases and teams, and when you hear about it and it constantly is pounded into your head, I think that can then take away some of your focus, and that will lead to maybe some inaction or things that aren't trending the way you want. Do I believe that if a black cat walks across or a crow comes in, or what are the other big curses, right? What, I mean,
walking under a ladder.
Sure. Yeah. Breaking a mirror.
Yeah.
Superstitions.
So I was superstitious. I've told many times on this show over the 10 years of, the spit in the water 3 times and the way I would do my thing, but that's more routine. And you could say it's superstition, but it's more of, I want to try and make things as normal and control what you can control in a really high stressful job. So if that's superstitious, call me stitious.
Super duper. If only we still played royalty music, because we could use Stevie Wonder right about now. Back when we were doing the Aaron Rodgers show Tuesdays with Aaron, Aaron Rodgers was up for being on the cover of the Madden video game, and while he insisted that he was not a believer in curses, and he did not feel like he was superstitious, he turned it down. So take that for what it's worth. Because today,
why did he turn it down? Why did he turn it down?
Because he's superstitious, and because there's
He doesn't like extra cash in his pocket and the exposure that comes with it?
Apparently he felt like he had ample cash in his pocket and ample exposure at the time. I think it was going to be Madden 12 maybe. Obviously, he won the MVP in 11 when he had maybe it would have been Madden 13.
So if I'm reading between the lines, Jason, you think he thought bad things could happen? He didn't want to put the mojo out in the universe.
Okay.
All right.
He may. Oh, hey, you listen to him talk now, and it makes a little more sense. But be that as it may, the Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams unveiled this morning as the new cover model for Madden 27. There's a series of photos. I don't know which one's actually on the game. There's this one where he's jumping over the Chicago skyline. There's another where he's like crossing his arms, bowing his head, and it's snowing on him.
Shouldn't he be jumping over a landfill in Hammond, Indiana, instead of the city of Chicago? Like, we're not going to it's just so we're all on the same page. If the state of Illinois isn't going to give the taxes and do what it takes, we can no longer they cannot be the Chicago Bears. And I saw something, I sent this over to you guys earlier. I know we'll get back to the superstition talk.
The New York Jets and Giants play in New Jersey.
I don't care.
Well,
this is where it comes to. I don't. If this happens, watch and see that the next time a different mayor or different leadership gets to Illinois and Chicago, I wouldn't be shocked if a new team moves into Chicago.
What?
Like, wouldn't that be something? What? The city
We're
of
not going to move
Chicago.
a team 30 miles from Hammond, Indiana.
If a team starts faltering and they can't get a stadium, the city of Chicago could then, and I'm going to give Florio credit. He put this out in the universe. I wasn't clever enough to think of it because I agree with you. I don't think it happens, but I kind of want it to. Because if this goes the way it does, and I just, Caleb Williams, put him on the cover, great. I hope it's a curse. But we can't sit there and have him. We can't have him jumping over the skyline of Chicago when he don't even play in the state of Chicago or in the state of Illinois. So I think I get it. I understand the tax. I get the whole deal. I understand why it's playing out the way it does. But that doesn't mean we have to fall in line on it. And I would hope every Packer fan embraces this and says, you know what? You ain't going to be the Chicago Bears anymore. You're going to be the Hammond Bears. And I don't even know if you should keep the Bears name. That's where I'm at. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What did Barry Alvarez... What did Barry Alvarez say? Not go boo in a bar. What did Barry Alvarez say when Ben Brust gave his opinion on something?
What did Ben Brust say?
Who the hell gives a blank what you think about what the Bears should call themselves when they move to Hammond, Indiana? I'm sorry. How do you reconcile the fact that both New York teams play in a shared stadium in New Jersey then? Why aren't you saying that about the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants?
I don't care enough about it because I don't care enough about it.
Seems like a double standard.
Far away. It is a double standard, but the Bears are our big rival, and they're back. And now they're figuring out a way to screw this whole thing up, and they're moving to, I think it's basically, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, I think it's an old dump that they're like redoing out in Hammond. So if that's the case, great. But I just find it, I don't think you should be able to have your cake and eat it too on this. Like, if you want to do it that way, great, but then you shouldn't be called that name. That's just how I feel. And I could be wrong on it. And I get why New Jersey, New York, Santa Clara, all this other stuff. Yeah, great.
Right. Another good example. At least they're in the same state.
You don't want to pony up and pay the price. That's fine. You have every right to do it. And I don't even disagree with you on it. But if somebody else is, they should also get – that should be part of the deal. If the city or if the state of Indiana is going to give all this free money, it should be the Indiana Bears. Like, why is Indiana doing it otherwise? Their taxpayers are paying
money.
For it. Money for what?
The revenue and income they'll get to their state by having the team there.
Okay, sure.
All right, well, luckily we have a Chicagoland native scheduled to appear next. We can ask him and how his family
that needs
and
to
his
be over to dump.
Bears buddies feel about this.
Over to dump.
What if they move to Arlington? Then what's he jumping over?
It's still the state of Illinois.
Horse stables?
I'm all right with that. Yep, we jump over that, but then you're in the same state.
But I think,
Jason, if the Green Bay Packers move to Hoffman Estates, because Hoffman Estates gave some great blanket tax deal, and the state of Wisconsin wasn't going to do that, then you shouldn't still get all the cake. I just disagree with it fundamentally.
Okay,
I do.
But I all right, we'll get into this with Brian. I would hasten to add that, and I don't want to speak for Chicago Bears fans. Lord knows that's not my job. But isn't Hammond, Indiana, a closer and easier drive for Chicagoans than Arlington is?
Yep.
So you may be fighting a battle on behalf of people that are actually okay with this being more convenient for them.
No, I'm saying for people that live in Illinois, it's a much better deal. You get to still be the Chicago Bears. You can still fake like you're in downtown Chicago, and you're not. And you're in a whole different state, and that state's paying for it. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
Well, I will consult my personal attorney, David Gruber, and ask him about these types of things, because he knows all the law, but he specializes certainly in personal injury and making sure that you get taken care of if you've been in an accident.
I thought you were going to say he specializes in team relocations. I digress.
No, that may be a different firm. But nevertheless, if you have been injured, and I hope you haven't, so I hope you don't have to make this call. But if you have been injured, you need to make this call. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. That's Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. I'm on the website right now, gruber-law.com. And if I had been injured in an accident, I could start the process there. I don't even have to make the call if I want to. I can do that instead. Either way, though, you want to make sure that you've got the best team on your team if you have been injured, and that is Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. We'll make a call on the Yingling guest hotline to our friend Brian Bulaga. He joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Best time of the year, it's patio season. Hey, it's Alex Strofe, and no better place to soak in patio season than Veer North on Milwaukee's east side. Veer North brings the energy with a spacious patio, elevated food, and craft cocktails perfect for summer nights. Headed to a game? Start here and hop on the shuttle straight to the ballpark. Same goes for Summerfest and all your favorite festivals, pregame, postgame, or stay for the whole night. Live music, great vibes, and a menu that goes way beyond the basics. Veer North is not your average sports bar. Veer North, Milwaukee's go-to for summer fun.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play. In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Homer here for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn-out windows could be the culprit. Broken seals and old frames let your cool air escape, and with summer just getting started, it's only going to get hotter. Upgrade your home's windows now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. Built with top-quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, Window Nation's windows fit perfectly and lock in the air. Upgrade today, and your home will stay cooler this summer and warmer when winter comes. Your home stays comfortable year-round, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. Don't wait to put an end to your window problem. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
This music always makes me think of like Brian Bulaga marching into like a WrestleMania type scenario, and the crowd is cheering and he's strutting in, and is he a strutter? He's not really a strutter. Pretty humble guy for all he's accomplished. Nevertheless, on the Yuengling guest hotline, Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, has now come to Wisconsin. 197 years young and 6 generations family owned and operated. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch. Brian, good morning. How are you? Jesse, are you messing with Brian's abilities?
Oh, he's doing great.
So, Brian, can you hear us okay there?
I can hear you guys.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jesse comes back and I have audio issues.
Exactly. I was setting that up. I expected that, and I expected nothing less. All right, help us out here before we get into a little bit of juggling on the offensive line yesterday, which I know you will take an interest in, and Trey Smack having some inconsistent moments. Help us out as a Chicagoland native. We know you're not a Bears fan. You have friends who are Bears fans. Your dad is not a Bears fan, right? You've made that clear to us in the past.
Yep.
Tausch does declare that the Chicago Bears can no longer be called the Chicago. He doesn't even know if they should still be able to be called the Bears if they are going to move to Hammond, Indiana. He does know
no,
that
they can still call. It can be the Bears.
Yeah, but you said you might not. You might revoke that too.
Maybe.
Okay. Maybe. He knows this. Caleb Williams should not be jumping over the Chicago skyline on Madden 27. He should be jumping over a dump, quote. You have people in the Chicagoland area. What are your boots on the ground telling you about the Bears' potential and, dare I say, likely move out of the state of Illinois and into Indiana in Hammond for their next stadium?
Yeah, I mean, everyone that I've talked to that they still work in the city too. Like a lot of the guys that I'm friends with, they work in the city, they work downtown, and really tied into the buzz going around this. And all of them have said they think they're good as gone. It's pretty much that's how the way the people are feeling in the city. There's nothing that they feel that the, I guess, local government can come up with financially that is more enticing than Indiana at this point, which is true. If you look at the numbers, it's crazy what Indiana's offering. I mean, it's almost like you have to take that deal. And let's be real too. Like, the mayor wants to keep them in the city. Where are you building a stadium in the city? I'm being as honest as possible. Like, where are you putting a new NFL stadium in the city of Chicago? Like, there's really nowhere else to put it besides where it's at right now, unless you demo it and go play at Northwestern
Champaign
Stadium.
Again. That was so much fun when they did
Northwestern Stadium's awesome, so that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, unless you do that. And, I mean, I don't think anyone would be sad if you demoed that dump that they call Soldier Field right now. No one would be upset about that. But, I think Bears fans, especially the ones that are in the city that, like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of chatter. I mean, obviously you don't know, but those guys feel that they're gone. That's the way they're viewing it.
And are they unhappy about, like, I guess my thought is it's not a great place to watch a game. And as you mentioned, they had a plan, and the Bears basically said, look, this isn't viable. The offer they're getting from Indiana is one they can't refuse, quite frankly, right? Like you said. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, well, help me out understand this. Your buddies that work in the city, they must be in, high finance and other important jobs, unlike what the three of us do every Wednesday. I'm curious, like, would they rather go to Hammond because it's closer and more convenient? Do they all live way out in the burbs that Arlington would make more sense to them? Like, what are they saying about that?
Yeah, a lot of the guys, they live in the burbs and they commute daily on the train and do things like that. They'd love it in Arlington. I guess a lot of people are fans of the Arlington prospect, but like I guess the Arlington financials are terrible too. Like I guess the Arlington, like it's no better than what it would be in Chicago from what reports are saying and what they're hearing. So they would love the Arlington situation simply for location. And I guess they would build up a lot of things around that Arlington location that would make it a really, really cool place to be, right? They'd get the stadium there and then kind of do what Green Bay has done and build around it and make it a destination, so to speak, right? No, you're not in the city. You are a quick train ride away from the city in Arlington, right? You can get there really quick, but then there's a bunch of stuff to do around the stadium as well if you did it in Arlington. But I guess the financials there aren't great. But, like, I guess what everyone has said to me, right, like that are diehard Bears fans and they go to the games and this and that, they've all said that if it's in Hammond, they're going to go there too. They don't care.
Right.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they hope that a lot of them have said they hope that parking is better because it sucks right now. Right. And they hope the infrastructure is better and it works out to be a more pleasurable experience going to a game. We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm. Brian, I guess my point on this is you just went through all of the tax implications and all that Indiana's doing all this. Indiana deserves then to be the name of the team. And you can have all of this other stuff, but I feel like you're having your cake and eating it too. If you're going to do all this and then still be the Chicago Bears, you're not. Like, that's just, you can be the franchise, but I don't understand how it's just, and why I think we do this. Bears fans are going to do what they want. That's fine. But Packer fans can be very accurate in saying they're the Hammond Bears. Like, I don't think we give them, because you know how this goes. Everybody wants to say, oh, we're in Chicago, we're doing all this one. No, you're in Indiana, and I think calling them that will even irritate Bear fans even more. And as irritating as they've been since they beat us, that's what I'm on board with. All of the other stuff is just semantics. And Jason was getting after me. Oh, well, New Jersey does all this. Yeah, that's cute. Whatever Philly and everybody else wants to do, great. I don't care. Here, I want it. This is the reality of their situation, and I think it'll drive them nuts to call them the Hammond Bears or the Indiana Bears, and that's why I'm going to do it. Because Indiana's ponying up the cash. They deserve the credit to be called the Indiana Bears then, because it's their taxpayers that are paying for it. Tell me why I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. They to me will be known as the Hammond Bears or Indiana Bears or whatever.
Yes,
and that's essentially
cute. It's a cute little name.
Essentially, it should be. I mean, let's just put it the way it is. I mean, the state of Indiana has the Bears by the you-know-what, and they get to tell them what they want to be called. Like, that's essentially the way it should go. We're putting up the money.
I think for $1 billion, for $1 billion, you should get the name of the Indiana rather than Chicago. That only seems fair.
And what? They don't have to pay property taxes for 80 years on that thing? Like, give me a break.
It's crazy,
Like, get out of here. Like, you're going to be called the Hammond Bears. You're getting all of these tax breaks. We're giving you money for it. You're no longer the Chicago Bears. You are the Hammond Bears. And that's and I actually kind of like that. I kind of like the Hammond Bears. I like the Hammond Bears. The Hammond Bears. I kind of like it. I think it goes well. I really do. I see Dicka saying it. Have Dicka saying Hammond Bears. Like, I think it'll be good. I think it's really nice.
Embrace it. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Brian Bulaga leaning into the Hammond Bears. And their moniker. I am curious whether it's in Arlington or Hammond what they're going to build, because I don't think in modern history they have enough titles to say Title Town like we have in Green Bay. I don't know if they'd call it Super Bowl Shuffle Town or Ditkaville or something like that. But that does make sense that they would want to do that wherever they end up with their next stadium, because to your point, not only is parking not great around Soldier Field, there's not a lot of other stuff around Soldier Field. It's not the most convenient location for Bears fans. All right, we got to get into the...
I will say this, though, Jason. I do think if they go to Arlington, they will keep Chicago as their name.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with that.
That's fair, because it's Illinois, because Illinois' taxpayers are paying for it. That I have no problem with it. The Chicago Bears, it's a suburb. You're in a whole different state. You can't do it. Can't. Miss me with the jersey talk. Don't care.
I will not miss you with the talk about the AmFam Championship, which we are headed to on Friday, though.
Indeed, and I was at the Pro-Am deal last night. Again, great event, one of our favorite weekends in the whole summer. And Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event at TPC Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ features best ball and scramble formats in an exciting two-person team format, the American Family Insurance Championship, June 5th through the 7th. We'll be out there Friday. Come on out and join us. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
A Jagger bomb at yesterday's practice. We'll get Brian Bulaga's thoughts on it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest,
Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra's Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at Zocalo, starting at 4 p.m. on Thursday, June 11th. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Elbow Room Cedarburg, Spanky's Waterford, and Potawatomi. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+. Void where prohibited.
Don't think twice.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Life's better under our roof. At Grimal & Associates with American Family Insurance, we know life isn't one size fits all. That's why we help protect what matters most: your home, your car, and the people who count on you. Ben Brest here for Grimal & Associates. Bundle your home and auto insurance to simplify coverage and save on the policies you need most. Contact Grimal & Associates Insurance today at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I know the value of gear that works as hard as you do. And with Father's Day coming up, Iron Jock has some great bundle deals for every kind of dad. Get a performance t-shirt and low-cut socks for just $35, a polo and cap bundle for $65, or grab a lightweight hoodie and jogger set for only $100. Iron Jock gear is moisture-wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by silver ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Shop Father's Day bundles now through June 21st at ironjock.com.
See 7 continents, no passport required. Explore the Milwaukee County Zoo, where some of the world's most extraordinary animals are already in your backyard. The zoo is a premier destination, offering ways to connect all year long. Visit amazing animals like the giant anaconda, hippo, and rhinos. Ride on the safari train, featuring new locomotive Engine 2025. And mark your calendar for events like A La Carte, where you'll groove alongside the animals. What or who will you discover first? Plan your visit at MilwaukeeZoo.org.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Continuing with huge Hammond Bears fan Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch on the Yingling guest hotline. All right, Brian, I want to get a little into the kicking escapades yesterday, but let's go to your wheelhouse first. The first OTA practice that we were able to watch last week, which was, I believe, the second overall, it was from left to right: Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard, Sean Ryan at center, Anthony Belton at right guard, and in the place of still recovering Zach Tom, Darian Kennard at right tackle. Yesterday, that 5 was the, if you will, first group. They would rotate for first reps in 11 on 11. But the first group had Jagger Burton, the rookie 5th-round pick, at right guard, and Belton getting snaps at right tackle. My question for you, big deal, little deal, or no deal?
I'm going to say medium deal. like medium tier.
Love it.
Right?
Love,
like,
see,
like,
I knew I could count on you because that's exactly how I would have hedged it.
That's the
Rookie,
worst.
I have such an influence on you. I feel so bad. I am so sorry. But, right, a rookie getting snaps with the ones is not a small deal. But if Zach Tom is healthy, he's probably not getting snaps with the ones?
Well, I mean, here's my only look at it is that they want to see him in that spot. I mean, because if they didn't want to see him in that spot, they would just have Belton do it.
Right.
And there would be no rotation there. And so they're wanting to see what they have in Burton, and they're giving him an opportunity to show, is he mentally coming along well? Is he able to process the information? Is he dissecting what he's seeing in front of him and all that? Because we know OTAs, especially now, is very soft. We'll just call it what it is. It's very soft. There's not a bunch of physicality involved with it. It's more of the mental thing. So is he able to process these things mentally right now is probably what they're looking at, which I think Belton ends up winning this job at the end, right, once pads come on and they get going, because that's kind of what Belton's wheelhouse is. But it's an encouraging sign that they're giving him these snaps right away, right? This line needed some competition somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Someone needed to be pushed somewhere in this group. Like, there needed to be some type of, I don't want to say like position battle, because I don't think that's what it comes down to, but there needs to be some competition within the group, right? Like, so that, say Burton does put pads on and he looks phenomenal, it's kind of like, okay, well, we have something here. Like, now we have something to talk about. So I don't think it's a small deal, because I think they're seeing that they like him and that they trust him and that he is mentally processing things well. But it's not a huge deal, because, like, I don't think at the end of the day Belton will get beat out, at least right now, in that position. But listen, we know that this group is thin, right? It's very thin across the front. So to have a guy like Burton that is able to step in and potentially play a couple different positions, I think is big time.
I would also be curious whether or not, Tausch, you comfy there?
Yeah, I'm very comfy.
Anything we can get you? Mimosa or...
I just had my young lady come over, asked if I needed anything. I said, no, I'm good. So
nice calves.
Bringing that up.
Just kick back, relax. Well, let us know when you want to join the conversation.
Sweet kicks.
Well, I don't want to interrupt.
No, I appreciate that. So, look, Burton is a fifth-round pick. There's plenty of guys that have played as day 3 picks right away. You played with a bunch of them. You obviously were a first-round bonus baby. But most guys, you want to get that work, right? And whether this is contact or not, and all the other stuff, I thought this was at least a meaningful sign for him. My question for you is it possible that if they are both kind of equal, one of the things that we don't feel we necessarily believe they have right now is a clear-cut swing tackle? Like Darian Kennard, great tight end, great hands, questionable ball security. But, like, as he told me when he first got here, he's only played on the right side his whole career. And by the way, I haven't seen him take a left tackle rep. Maybe he has with the threes or something at some point, but I didn't see it. So if you've got Kennard and you also seem to have a tendency that whenever he has to play tackle, you then the following week have someone else play right tackle. Is it possible that Belton, if they're equal, it's better to have Belton be your swing guy at both spots and have him work at tackle, which is what he was in college, and let Burton be your right guard? Or am I making a foolish assumption about the importance of having a backup get work when it should really be about who the best guy is that's playing?
Yeah, I think it's all about the best guy, right? You want the best 5 out there at any given moment, right? So, like, if Belton gives you a little bit more based on his being more experienced, so to speak, I would start that way. That's the way I would look at it. You put your best 5 out there, and if it's Belton because of experience, then you go with that, and you let that kind of work itself out within the season. The only way you go with Burton is if he's clear-cut. If it's clear cut, he is better, right? Like that to me is the only way you do that. And then then Belton would become your swing tackle, which my guess would be because he didn't take any reps at left tackle in college, right? He was solely a right tackle in college, I believe.
Let me fact check that, but I think you're right.
Yeah. So
Brian, can he play left tackle? Can he play left tackle? He's a big
Belton?
dude, right? Belton. Yeah.
I don't think I think he's more suited for right tackle, if I'm being honest.
Yep, I agree.
And not saying that's not saying that right tackle will have worse feet than left tackles. That's not what I'm saying. Just from watching him last year when he did play some tackle, because he did play a little bit at tackle at times, Belton did.
He started at left tackle in 2023, by the way, at NC State. He started every game at left tackle.
Okay. And then he got moved to right tackle.
I think so. Still working on that.
So yeah, I would say he's a right tackle if he were to play tackle. I still think he ends up winning this guard position. I know we're making a lot out of it. I understand that.
Sure.
It is a big move that happened in OTAs, like in the young kids getting.
But it's still an OTA, as you correctly point out.
Yeah, but it's still an OTA. Now, if we get into week 2 of training camp, Jason, and Burton is starting out there with the ones and taking the reps, then yes. Then this becomes a little bit more of a conversation piece of, okay, what's happening here? Is he winning this job, so to speak? But right now, I don't hem and haw it, but I don't get too excited about it. It's just it's a move in practice.
Hey, when does training camp start? What day?
I don't know if we have that date yet. By the way, Brian, really a pro move not being phased at all by the chirping bird.
Why was that bird so loud?
That is loud. It's like it's on his shoulder. It's like it's on his shoulder.
How big was that
Mr.
bird?
Blue bird on my shoulder.
Big bird walking by there.
I think he's got a pet bird.
Who's got a bird? I got a bird?
You!
There's only one of us that's outside.
There ain't no bird out here. There's a lawnmower and a leaf blower and chipmunks.
We can't hear that, but we heard the bird clear as day.
Really?
That kid doing the bird calls in that golf outing today that you're at, or what?
We had a lot of bird issues at our house, but I'm not at my house. So I didn't even know. So you're acting like there's a parrot on my shoulder?
Yeah, it was
That's
chirping
what it sounded
pretty good.
like.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what it sounded like.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my question about where training camp, because listen, man, these OTAs, Jason said it last year. I didn't want to believe it. They're nothing burgers, man. Is it something that, Burton's out there with the ones? Yeah, a little bit. But again, I just keep coming back to until you know the name of the guy last year. Hey, what about Jennings? He's playing around with the left guard, and I didn't even know his name. That doesn't make me think that this is much of anything. He's not going to be – now, if it gets to be training camp and it's the first day of pads and he's rotating with Belton or he's playing guard, all of a sudden then I'm like, all right, that's something. Right now, nada, nunca. It doesn't mean hardly anything to me. It's my own opinion.
Yeah.
Where's that bird?
Well, no, that's what I'm with you on that. But yeah, that bird is loud. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really? Why am I not even I don't even see and or hear any bird anywhere near here.
Just lean back, relax, and keep your eye out for the bird.
It flew away. It's gone now.
Is that how things work with birds, Jesse?
Yeah, thanks,
Brian.
Jesse, for what other ornithology can you give us?
Brian, before we let you go about your day, Tausch and I were talking about this earlier. The guys in the locker room did face questions about Josh Jacobs. He is practicing. Yesterday was not the first day he practiced with the team, Xavier McKinney told us. The question that was asked of Matt LaFleur yesterday was, has this been a distraction? And he said, no, it's been business as usual. When you put yourself in that locker room again like you used to be, although it wasn't as nice as it is now, how do you kind of approach this if you're one of his teammates now? Is it business as usual for you? Is it not really an issue, and it's just separate of the football?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's me in there, because that's what you asked. If it's me in there, I'm separating his personal life and what he had happen, right? And I'm separating that from the business aspect of it. Like that's the way I'm approaching it. Like because there's nothing you're going to do or say that's going to change anything that's currently taking place, right? Yes, you can. I mean, again,
you make it worse.
You could certainly make it worse by what you say. But as we said from the jump of this, Jason, when this first started, like this is a two-sided situation, right? There is another affected party in this situation. So your personal belief of what may happen or what may not have happened, you have to be respectful that there is a process playing out, right? So, like, to me, I would just look at it as business as usual. Josh is in the building. He's a leader. He's one of the better players on this football team. He's a great running back in the NFL, and we're trying to get ready for a season. Like, that's the way I'm approaching it. I'm not changing my behavior towards him or anything like that. It is what it is, right? And that process that's happening outside of the building will play itself out, and when it plays itself out, then you have to act accordingly from that standpoint. But right now, like, you just have to I would just look at it as normal OTA. Josh is here, he's participating. Let's get our work done, and let's move on from there. Like, and that's being as respectful as I can to the process that is happening with another party in this situation, right? Like, so that'd be the way I would look at it.
I lied. I got one more thing for you. Yesterday at practice, Trey Smack kicked 9 balls. 4 of them did not go through the uprights. He made a 33-yard extra point. He was wide left from 35 and 38. He made a 40-yarder. He was wide left again from 42. He made a 43-yarder. Then he was wide right from 46. Then he made 47 and 48-yarders to close out the period. For you, you're a golfer. I was thinking as he was doing this, well, at least he's missing wide left because you want to be able to fix. If you're hitting it the same direction every time, whether you're a kicker or a golfer, it's easier to fix. If you're all over the course, not ideal, right? Well, then he missed wide right. If you're a position player and you're watching this, you know how the Wildes and the Domovskis and the Hubers are going to react to this on the sideline. They're going to write about it, which is what I did, of course. And I talked to Trey Smack, and it was a good conversation. And I'm not trying to bury him in any way. I have no loyalty to Brandon McManus. But it does kind of suck that the first time we watch you kick, it goes this way. What if you're a player? Like, I talked to Matt Orzek about this. He's like, look, the leg talent is obvious. I'm telling you, we just have to make sure we work through the process of getting to know what he likes as a snapper and as a holder, and it's going to be fine. What are you thinking as you watch this if you're a right tackle and this is happening in practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously you don't like it. You'd like to see him make every single one of them, or if he misses one, he misses the longest one. It's like, all right, well, that's all right. Not a big deal.
Right.
I mean, but I just think I would look at it kind of like we've been talking about OTAs, as I'm not that worried about it right now. I'm just going to let him work through what he needs to work through as a kicker and as a young guy in this league. Obviously, he's a rookie. Let him work through what he needs to work through. Obviously, it was your guys' first time out there watching him, a lot of media. So he's maybe a little nervous, right? Like he wants to make a good first impression. And it didn't go off as he wanted. Okay, well, like he needs to learn that you can't be concerned about anything else but your gig, right? Like, if you're worried about what Bill Huber might think if you miss your 48-yarder, you can't be concerned about that. Like, and all due respect to Bill, but I'm just saying, like, you can't be concerned about that as a kicker. So, like, I'm not worried about that right now. I mean, I think listen, he does have leg talent. We all know that. I mean, he's got a strong leg. It's just going through these early phases and kind of working kinks out and understanding what's required. And again, I'm not going to make any snap judgments especially for kicking, until we get into games. And those things are either going in or they're not going in. Like, that's That's the only way I judge. I don't judge it in practice or preseason. It's till we get into regular season games and he's kicking. Are they going through or are they wide left or right? And then that's how kickers are judging. Like, to be as bare bones as possible, that's the only way you get judged. Do you make them or do you not? Like, that's the only way. Yeah, that's it. So
Blue,
Blue,
how would you, if you were Goody though, because this is going to be something, and unfortunately for Trey, he missed a bunch, and this narrative is now going to be, how's he doing? And it's going to be kicker watch and all the other stuff. What do you do though if you play in those 3 preseason games and he is kicking at a 50% clip? Are you going to go in to Minnesota with him making 50% of his kicks throughout training camp and preseason?
No. And that's why they have 2 guys on the roster, I believe, right now, correct?
Yep.
That's the way I think that's going to work out. If he goes through at 50%, you can't have that. There's no way. Like I expect him to improve and I expect him to do better. But like at 50%, no, you're going to have to do something different until the young man finds his confidence and works that out, right? Like, because this team has been through how many kickers in how many years now? Like
a bunch.
This is 4 in 3 years.
Yeah. So like you need to go in with the most solid option that you can week 1. So if that's who's it, Haversick?
Mm-hmm.
That's who they have. Again, I don't want to relitigate this, and the Packers clearly had their reasons that they don't want to discuss. Someone mentioned this to me yesterday. There's more birds. It was pretty clear that Brandon McManus didn't exactly embrace Lucas Havrisik when he came in while he was injured. And maybe they didn't like the idea of how he might treat the draft pick. I don't know what the Packers' thinking was. They never have articulated that. They just keep saying, we thought it was best for Trey and best for Brandon. But you did have a guy that you gave $1 million to in March that you could have kept around in case this did not go well. And they have chosen not to do that. And that is their right. But, look, I don't – like yesterday, and maybe they're alternating days. Maybe Lucas Havrisik is kicking at the practices that we're not at, right? That's possible.
Yep.
But the bottom line is that if there are more practices like this, and to your point, if there are preseason games like this, I have seen this movie before with Brett Conway, who was a third-round pick way back in 1997. People get nervous, and you have to start thinking about giving the job to the other guy or looking for another guy. And that's just the life of a kicker, fair or unfair. Brian,
but we can agree that missing a couple kicks in a windy day in June is a nothing burger. But
correct.
To just say, well, we're not going to worry about it. That yesterday didn't help, and that just kind of gets the narrative. And that's probably when I keep telling you I don't understand why they don't want fans or why don't. It does kind of shape a narrative, and that's where if they weren't doing that and they weren't announcing he missed 5 out of 9 kicks yesterday, nobody even knows.
Right.
He's figuring things out, too, in a new spot and everything else.
Amen to that. Brian, we'll let you get ready for your road trip to beautiful Hammond, Indiana down the road. I will talk to you later this week, buddy. Thanks.
The Hammond Bears.
All right, Hammond Bears. All right, guys, take it easy.
I don't know. It's only really Jesse that gives Brian a hard time about going to Iowa, and Jesse didn't even go to Wisconsin. I assume that they have some sort of credit union, but there's no way it's as good as UW credit union.
No, it is not. I am a member. Jason's a member. Proud members of UW Credit Union, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals, and if you're ready to give fees the stiff arm, like I am, UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees. Overdrafts that never cost more than $5 are going to help save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The 10 o'clock hour starts with the birds a chirping in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say Kissing Cousins, Pack Bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Thanks again to Brian Bulaga for joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. I want to get into a few other things that we talked about yesterday with Jordan Love and had a good conversation with Jaden Reed yesterday. I don't have it on video, but I might send it to you, Jesse, in audio form because I asked kind of a jerk question to him. But Jaden and I have a great relationship. I set it up so he knew I was about to be a jerk, and then he agreed with my premise, so that was fun. But I want to get back to something that Tausch has been talking about to start the show, and that is the Hammond Bears. Tausch, you've got more friends than I do. You spend more time with them than I do. There's that bird again. Are the people that are in your orbit, fellow softball and baseball and hockey dads and, Coors Light drinkers, everybody that you interact with, do they have as strong of opinion on this Hammond Bears thing as you do? Like, has this been something you've been talking about among your people? Because it sounds like Brian's been talking to his Bears buddies that work in Chicago about it.
No, it's not. All I'm saying and doing is I just know that it will irritate. And again, Bears fans have been irrelevant. Yes, Bears fans have been irrelevant, and Packer fans kind of mentions and things for a very long time. There have been some exceptions, obviously, the 2010 season, and there were some exceptions, Lovie Smith. But in most of the Aaron Rodgers era, and I didn't play in most of it with him, it was a one-sided beatdown. And now that this has kind of played itself out the way it did the way the season ended, and how Bears fans have been emboldened, and how this stadium situation is folded up, I just think this will be a fun thing for Packer fans because, cheeseheads and all the other stuff. And I think there's a respect. And listen, I respect the guys I played against with Chicago. I think it's an organization that has a lot of history. They've had some great times. Packers have had better times in most of my life. And for them to not kind of figure things out for as long of a time frame as they had, and now having to move across state lines and have that state pay for it, I think there should be some repercussions for it. And this is going to be it. And I don't think it's not a big deal. Most people are going to say Chicago Bears, that's cute. But from a Packer fan standpoint, I think it's a fun way to needle and to just kind of continue to jab, because I guarantee you it's going to irritate them. And they have been sehr irritating all offseason. Everybody.
For those of you,
it's deserved. They've beaten us, and it's one of those things where I said going into that playoff game, if we don't pull this off, it can be a long off season of listening to all the. You talk about birds chirping. I'd rather have birds chirping than all Illinois people. Blah, 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 blah. So this is the way it goes, and now it's a fun little bantery. And I am going to lean heavy on the Indiana side of it because that's where it seems as if they're going to be headed. And it's not about, and all the other stuff, strictly about annoying. That's what this comes down to because, it's 10 miles away, closer than Arlington, but it's in a different state and paid by completely different taxpayers, which I think is kind of crazy. That's all.
No, it's good and it's fun. Speaking of fun, our Chicago doppelgangers, Waddle and Sylvie, posted a question today for their show on ESPN Chicago, our sister station. What happens first? Bears get a new stadium or they win the Super Bowl? I mean, I know they're feeling good about their team now. I get it, and I don't want to be dismissive because crazier things have happened in this wild and wacky NFL. But do we think they're that? I mean, I'm looking at your buddy Seth Walder, who handles Rob Domofsky's bold takes now, their analytics guy, and he's got in his power index, he's got the Packers at 6 and the Bears at 14.
Yeah.
No, check that. 16. Bears at 16.
That's low.
So,
that is low.
Super Bowl. I don't know about that. How you voting on that? You
Well,
thinking
it's
Stadium
gonna-
in Hammond is a slam dunk?
Stadium in Hammond probably, but again, things change quickly. And Caleb Williams, I think, will get better. And if he gets better and gets that up, I think if he can continue to grow and become a better player under Penn Johnson, which I would anticipate he will, the Bears are going to be formidable now for a while. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted when they drafted Caleb Williams. You said,
is what I wanted.
want the Bears to be good. I want Caleb
Guilty.
to be great. I want Jordan to have a rival that Aaron Rodgers never had. That is what you wanted, so here
I'm
you
guilty.
go. I didn't want it. I don't think Packer fans wanted it.
No, they don't.
Here we are, though, and I think Caleb is going to continue to get better, and I think it is going to be a fun rivalry, and it will be the thing that, Aaron never really had that true NFC North quarterback that he battled twice a year on a yearly basis for a long period that was in his class. And I think there's a good chance that can change over the course of time here with Jordan Love and with Caleb.
It is certainly more interesting, but no, they have turned out to be more annoying and irritating.
I
than
almost think this
prepared
might be as bad of a take as my Cubs and Tony Cartagena's Vikings.
No, I never
Like, I
said
know
I
Tony
wanted him
joined
to
us
win
Monday.
the Super Bowl.
No,
Get
you
out
did.
of here.
No, you said
you would
you
acknowledge
said
this is more interesting for us.
You said you wanted him to. You said you wanted the Bears to be good and to win. That's what you said.
I want the
never
rivalry to be meaningful, and that requires them to win some games.
That's not what you.
Yes, it is.
Why? You wanted the Bears and Caleb Williams to be good. Well, here you are.
Yeah.
How you like your crow?
I stand by that statement.
You like
yes.
So you like it?
No, I stand by what I said, though.
You just
hey, tell me this isn't more interesting.
You're not standing by.
Tell me this is not. You of all people. You're talking about Jordan and we had. Leroy Butler had the great take on the Bears rivalry now, and we had Evan Williams on talking about that. And like, we've got the handshake gate. Like, you're telling me this isn't more interesting instead of the Packers just continuing to own them? Come on.
It's more interesting, but that's not what, when it comes to that rivalry, that's not what fans care about. Media folks care about it.
Yeah.
When I put my little radio hat
both.
on for the day, no, I'm a fan first, and I'd rather us swamp them and they sitting there in misery. Like, that's where I would want to be. But from my little radio show here, yeah, it's more interesting.
Hey, it ain't
but that's
little.
not where my allegiances are. That's not where the allegiances are.
10 years. I don't know if you've heard. It's a big deal. All right. There's a few other things from OTAs we want to get to. I traded emails yesterday with my friend Ido Walney, who is, of course, the head of the Walney Legal Group, and I have not – it's incredible. I feel like a hypocrite. I'm sitting here talking to you all the time about how great he and his firm are when it comes to estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. They do it all. I've been dealing with the aftermath with Paula's mom losing her partner, all kinds of stuff that comes with that. And I have to get my affairs in order because I am among the 84% of people that haven't done it. Well, the first step is going to walneylegal.com, WALNY legal.com. I have done that part. Now I have to fill out the form so we can start getting to work on making sure that Paula and the girls are taken care of if something were to happen to me, and I haven't done it yet. So we traded emails, and this is how great they are. It's not pressure. It's not, hey, you got to get this done. Here's a deadline. They just want to help to make sure that you are taking care of the things you need to take care of, and you can join that 16%. What a small percentage. Even smaller than Caleb Williams' completion percentage. 16% of people have appropriate current planning documents. You got to just get it done, set it, and forget it. And that's my goal in the coming weeks. And that's why Walney Legal Group is doing it for me. They are offering customized, personalized experiences. They make it smooth, easy, and as painless as possible when it comes to the uncomfortable necessity of estate planning. So if you want to find out more, go to walneylegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com and start the conversation no matter what phase you're in. More Wilde and Tausch with Tausch live from Kohler, so stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Father's Day is coming up, and let's be honest, Dad doesn't need another tie. Give him something he actually wants. New windows that lower energy bills, a durable new roof, beautiful siding, or a bath remodel he can brag about to every guest who visits. And during the Exterior Pros and Baths June savings event, you'll get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is Express Entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. You want people to actually show up for your community event, charity gala, or nonprofit fundraiser while making a memorable impression on them. Events by Design turns those moments into meaningful experiences that engage your audience and bring your mission to life. They manage everything: designing, planning, production. No stress, no loose ends. Just an experience your guests remember, exponentially benefiting your cause. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Packers OTAs continue. We're actually going to have locker room access this morning. I'm going to turn the show over to the capable hands of Jesse and the birdwatcher, Mark Tauscher. What are you smiling about over there? You just enjoying the sun?
I just love, it's a beautiful day, yeah, man. Vitamin D is a hell of a drug, man. That's why.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. You sat back and were comfortable out there, so we appreciate that.
In the YouTube comments, they're saying you have a nice tan. So I don't know if you've been spending a lot of time out in the sun, but
I have been
spray
outside
on
a lot, yeah. No, that's not my cup of tea. But a lot of outdoor time this spring and summer so far. Summer hasn't even really hit yet, right?
It's true. Yeah. Okay. So as I always tell you, it's not about the question, it's about the answer when it comes to my job. But that doesn't mean that I don't want my question to be good, so it elicits a good answer. And one of the overarching themes of the offseason so far, and I am part of it, and I'm planning on writing a very large piece for channel3000.com about it, is how the dynamic has changed at wide receiver. And we all remember after the draft, when I asked Matt LaFleur about the challenges of keeping everyone happy, and the first words out of his mouth were, yeah, it was a problem. It was a good problem. No, too late. You already said it was a problem, Matt. And I appreciate you acknowledging that.
Problems.
And so, and that's true. It was. Yes. Is it better to have more good players than the fewer good players? Absolutely. But yesterday was our first time talking to Jordan Love since Romeo Doubs left in free agency for the Patriots, since Dontavion Wicks was traded to the Eagles. And so I wanted to get his view on the challenges of keeping everyone happy and whether the streamlined wide receiver room makes life a little bit easier for him in some ways. Here's that conversation.
You want as many great players as you can. You always say your favorite guy's the guy that's open, right?
Mhm.
But you did have a lot of mouths to feed before, and the pecking order is a little bit different now with their departures. Does that change the dynamic for you, and does it make it in any way easier?
I mean, like you mentioned, for me, I love having, as many options as possible. I loved having all those guys in the room. Obviously for them, everybody wants the ball, and it is hard to feed everybody. But like you mentioned, as a receiver, you don't play every play. Guys get tired, they're rotating in and out, so you always want to have the best out there. So now it's about finding those next guys, finding those next guys to take that step. And we got guys, we got Savion, we got Bo, guys who are going to, build up and, hopefully be able to be there to take the load off when Christian, Jay Reed, those are going to be the guys, and MG when they need a break. So it's just about building that foundation and getting those next guys who are going to be the next playmakers for us. But, I love having as many weapons as I can. So I don't think it makes it easier, but I think for the question, just trying to spread the ball around to those guys, getting as many touches, it'll be easier in that way.
There you go. It'll be easier. Tausch, what do you think of the answer?
It was a good answer. I mean, I don't think he said a lot there, but that's kind of.
He very rarely does.
And when you're looking at it, I think it's more about identifying roles and then having guys really thrive in that. And a lot of times it can be frustrating. And, guys mentioned last year, obviously Dontavion Wicks' role wasn't where it needed to be. I think Matthew Golden would probably tell you that he was unhappy, or at least he didn't earn more opportunities. So it is tough. And the quarterback needs to set the tone for that. And it's about getting open. And trust me, those coaches and quarterback and everybody involved, if you consistently are getting open and you're making plays and having good yak and all of the stuff that you're looking for in a wideout and blocking and being a complete receiver, you're going to be on the field. And the other guys aren't. And that's kind of how this goes now. In an ideal world, everybody kind of finds their role and just executes it at such a high level that if you got a great blocking guy, you have a speed guy, and everything fits like a beautiful puzzle. That's a really hard thing, and it takes time to find that. So I think now you're starting to chip away. You've got a really good idea of what Christian Watson's going to be. Now you hope that he develops all the skill sets that he's needed, and he can be the complete number one big boy wideout that is going to be that guy. And you hope Jaden Reed does what he does. He's going to be the slot guy and find holes in zones and fits into that. And then Matthew Golden, he is your developmental, I don't know what I have yet, but I know this, I need to see him on the field. And then you find out consistently more and more what that is. All of a sudden now you're working from that position of the foundation of it. And then a Savion Williams comes in, or, Bo Melton, and however those guys fit into that, you have 5 or 6 guys that can do a ton of different things. That's what Jordan is hoping for, and he's hoping that everybody is accepting of that role and working at it and not being disgruntled, because obviously that was an issue last year.
We'll hear from Matthew Golden coming up next, or we'll hear from Matt LaFleur about Matthew Golden. I've got some Matthew Golden as well for you, Jesse. I'll have to send along. But you mentioned Bo Melton. And you know that I am a Bo Melton stan. He's the kind of teammate.
He's one of your favorites, right?
He is one of my favorites, but it's because of, it can't be fun. Hey, we're going to keep you, but you're going to be a corner now. There's your birds again. And now he's back at wide receiver. And he took one for the team and for himself, right? He wants to stay employed. Let's not make it sound like he is a martyr here. But, he had 2 big-time touchdowns yesterday, deep balls from Jordan Love that were big time. Got behind the defense twice, which is not great for Jonathan Gannon's guys. But, like, let's not forget Bo Melton's had some plays for this team when he's actually played wide receiver.
Just wait a second. They were actually playing 11-on-11 football yesterday?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. All right.
They do that at OTAs still. It's just a lot. You would like OTAs now. You and Brian, who do not like them from your the offensive line, defensive line stuff. They are much more gentle than they were back then.
Chill, little chill.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of chilling, we're going to be at the AmFam Championship on Friday, and Tausch, I assume we'll see lots of our friends from American Family Insurance who have been with us from the jump.
Indeed, a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch from the beginning, and since 1927, they've been committed to making life better. I can appreciate that. And in football, you build something that lasts by protecting what matters most. It's no different at home. With the right home and auto coverage from American Family Insurance, you've got protection you can count on, so you're free to focus on your family and the dreams you're chasing. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
I started our landscaping company, Brett Ochtenhagen's Seasonal Services, in 1994. We have other businesses, a trucking company, investment properties, and we board and raise quarter horses. I met Chris from Horicon Bank over 20 years ago, and we really hit it off. A few years back, we made our largest capital commitment ever. Chris understood our vision, supported it, and 5 years later, our annual equipment maintenance costs are down, and our fleet is amazing. Chris and Horicon Bank helped make that happen.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Your next great round begins at Sweetgrass and Sage Run at the Island Resort and Casino. Book early in the week for best availability. Beginning in July, Stay and Play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
When you're getting married, the rings matter. There's something you wear for a lifetime. That's why my fiance and I went to Paul's Jewelers. Paul's Jewelers specializes in custom jewelry for life's biggest moments. Lab-grown or natural diamonds, great pricing, and a lifetime warranty, so your jewelry can be refurbished, repaired, or refitted anytime down the road. Their team made the entire process easy and stress-free. I can't wait to show off my wedding band after our big day. Create your masterpiece today by visiting Paul's Jewelers in West Dallas.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always, always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Summertime is when you'll find the largest selection of homes on the market.
But it's the bottom of the night, as it's also the time when homes move the quickest.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Andrea Woshinski. With more buyers competing, preparation, speed, and expert local guidance can make all the difference.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on, getting a little bit of feedback from our YouTubers who have suggested that, how can I put this delicately? Be careful with how you formulate your leg angle.
Okay.
I think we may be seeing more of you than we want to see. That's what I'm being told. What we are seeing more of...
the YouTube dwellers are overreacting a little bit.
There are multiple people that have made that suggestion. It's just in good fun. I'm not trying to be
It's kind of a mob mentality in those comments.
That is
there.
fair. There is a lot of they feed off each other. That's for sure. Wait till they get started on you, Jesse. Another person we're seeing more and more of, especially with the number one offense, is Matthew Golden, who is getting more opportunities during these OTAs, and it's exactly what he wanted after going through some inconsistent opportunities last season. Here's what Matt LaFleur had to say about him yesterday.
Matt, Vrabel was telling us a couple weeks ago about Matthew Golden's approach since he got back. What have you seen from him, and how ready do you think he is for an expansion?
Yeah, I think all those guys have come in and done an outstanding job just trying to focus in on the detail. I think there's a big step for guys coming into this league going into year two, and we expect that to happen, and I think we've seen a lot of that out on the practice field.
Tausch, did you make a big step in year two, even though you played as much as you did in year one?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's been a cliche for a long time that coaches have said, and it's completely true, because when you start thinking about what these guys go, kind of their journey, when you're a drafted or an undrafted rookie, you have this big lead up, right? You have your college season, and if you're really good, you play till now, it looks like next year, end of January. Then all of a sudden you got a combine that you're going to go to. That doesn't include a Senior Bowl, an All-Star game. Then you're going to go workouts. Then you're going to get drafted. Then you got to try to find a house. You move to that area. You got family. You got all of these things that are
yeah, we're gonna have to reconnect with Tausch.
Sounds like the leg angle is the least of our worries. As Optimus Prime glitch. Tausch has returned. Jesse, while we work on getting that reconnected, I will say that I had a conversation with Matthew Golden yesterday, and I thought he was very honest about his level of frustration with last season, with himself and with his opportunities. But he also was he took ownership of the fact that, again, to Tausch's point before he got glitchy on us there, like, to his point, when you're a rookie, there's a lot going on. And now he is more comfortable in the offense. He's more comfortable with Jordan Love. He's more comfortable with his coaches. Tausch, going back to your point, I was just saying that Matthew Golden, the old saying about drinking through a fire hose is the absolute truth, and you go through that, and you did it yourself. were you just calmer and more comfortable by year 2, and that allowed you to be even better than you were in year 1?
Well, you just have more things under your control. As I was saying before I got glitched out, it was you go through and you have all these things, right? You got Senior Bowl, you have your season ending, you got combine, you got individual workouts, you got all this stuff, getting drafted, trying to find a house, getting there. And then you're supposed to learn the playbook, and you're supposed to do all these things, and then you're supposed to be a master of it. Like, it's just not very feasible. So there's guys that can adjust quicker and have that talent that it will come sooner and quicker. But it's similar to when you have an injury and you spend all year rehabbing it and you're still playing. You spend all that energy and capital into rehabbing. You can't do, I'm going to get PRs in squat, and you really can grow physically that way when you're having to rehab and spend all that time. Now your sole focus is on football. You don't have to worry about school. You don't have to worry about where you're getting drafted. All you're worried about now is and by the way, now I actually know what the hell I'm doing. I know the plays in the playbook. I know what the quarterback's looking for. I know how this is going. And you can start practicing what you're going to actually end up doing when you're playing, rather than just running 40s and doing bench. You can start singularly focusing on doing that. So adding all of those things together, it makes that jump and it makes that transition so much better, that it allows you to kind of uncap your own potential in a bigger way. And then your confidence grows from having that, and then your coach's confidence grows. And that's why that second-year jump is a real thing.
I am glad we got your audio fixed, because that was really helpful and insightful. So thank you for that. We have some – this isn't breaking news. This is whatever the opposite, oppo, as Tausch likes to say, of breaking news is. Per Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, and I guess ESPN now too, this has gained some steam on social media. So just to provide some clarity, Arizona Cardinals edge rusher Josh Sweat is not being traded. Not to the Packers or anywhere. Like green eggs and ham. He will not be traded here. He will not be traded there. He will not be traded anywhere. Were you in any way getting your hopes up or thinking that this was a realistic possibility?
It's you see the chatter on social media and people will say that, but no, I wasn't, because as I said yesterday, like Lucas Van Ness is going into that year where you're going to see where he's at, and Micah Parsons has mentioned a lot of different times how excited he is about that. You have Sorrell, and I don't know what that price tag would be for Sweat. If it's super high, I'm not interested. If it was something that you could add, what you feel like is a good value, okay, 'cause he's a good football player. But no, and by the way, just because Rap Sheet said that, I'm old enough to remember when the Cleveland Browns said they weren't trading Myles Garrett either.
That's a good point.
And I'm old enough to remember when they said Micah Parsons is going to be a Cowboy for a long time. So all of that changes today. That could change today, and it could be we could announce while you're down doing locker room that Sweat got traded. You know what I mean?
League comes at you fast, as we've learned from you many times. All right, we've got something else special that we're doing in the lead up to our 10th anniversary. You want to stay tuned for that. But after I tell you about Potawatomi Casino Hotel, which is where your next getaway should be, start with the stay. Beautiful. Huge. The biggest hotel rooms in all of Milwaukee. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And you're just steps away from all the cool stuff that's happening inside. And if you're hungry, this is one of my favorite things about Potawatomi is the food. There's Dream Dance Steakhouse. There's the Marketplace. There's my personal favorite, Rock and Brews. There's Canal Street Cafe. The one place that I need to try next time I'm in town, Ruyi Asian Kitchen. I haven't been there yet. And, of course, Cream City Coffee Company. I always get my coffee there, too, when I'm down there. Food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, I know some people that are celebrating an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Cardless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless talk and text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
You've always been competitive at work, in the gym, even with your kids. But lately you feel off. Workouts take longer to recover from. Your drive just isn't there. You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back the energy to being dad again. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between.
Now through Wednesday, save on 2-liter bottles, selected varieties, Super Chill Soda, 2 for $3. 1 pound selected varieties, Essential Everyday Butter, 2 for $5. Whole Seedless Watermelon, $5.99. Golden Plump Bone-in Chicken Breast, $1.49 a pound.
Safe.
What?
It's a long fly ball.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods' ultimate fan experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville Famous Sausage Race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Oh, no, what happened here? Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day. I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The lead up to our 10th anniversary continues. And I feel like if it's not every day, it's almost every day that I tell you about our friend David Gruber, who's been incredibly supportive of our show. And I always say, hey, one call, that's all, right? It's a signature phrase. Well, now presented by Gruber Law Offices, we'll be playing some celebratory messages, some calls, if you will. One call, that's all, from folks helping us celebrate our 10th anniversary, presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Sounds like someone's here to celebrate with us.
10 years with this show? Oh my gosh, what a run.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhoffels.
Greatest show on ESPN Wisconsin, period.
And this celebratory message is brought to us by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's Jeff Levering with Brewers, Big Ten Network, Fox. Just want to wish you guys the best. I'm honored to always come on your show, give Tausch a bad time about cribbage. Wilde, you look like the dad from So I Married an Axe Murderer, but man, you guys do such great work. 10 years with this show? Oh my gosh, what a run. I can't wait to come on your show again and celebrate 10 more years with you and many, many more beyond that. Congratulations, guys. You're the best.
Oh, how nice is that?
Levo! Jeff! The Lev Dog.
That was nice of him. Jesse, what role did you play in this? Did you ask people to do this, or were there just people lining up around the block?
Yeah, I wrote the script for everybody, so everybody's going to say exactly what I want them to say verbatim. So when we get to the ones that say Jesse's a great producer, those will be.
Yeah, I would have thought you'd have Levering do that for you. If you wrote them.
No,
I'm surprised.
No, wait. So one of the great things about this show over the 10 years and why we're celebrating is because of the community that we've established here with our fans, with our friends of show. And so one great way that we want to make sure we celebrate 10 years of doing this is to make sure we feature some of the great voices of the friends of show that we've made over the years. And so Jeff Levering is certainly one of them. We'll hear from fans. We'll hear from other friends of show, special guests who have joined us over time. And it's all presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. So we love this aspect of the 10-year anniversary celebration. I think it's a lot of fun.
Do we know if both of your dads, your actual dad and Matt LaFleur, are part of this? Or have they not been confirmed yet?
I will not share with you, to keep it a surprise each week, I will not share with you who has recorded our celebratory messages from Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Usher George, one call, that's all. We will get to the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, I went to the new place. They didn't have everything, but the bananas were on sale.
Wait. Why didn't you go to Woodman's?
Hi, we're the Woodmans.
I'm Clint.
I'm Phil.
Other stores promote a few items but charge more for everything else.
At Woodman's, you save big time money on your whole grocery bill.
I even use the app to compare prices.
Oh my gosh, talk about receipt regret.
Our work here is done.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox, returns to the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park on June 3rd with The Cheap Shots. Gates open at 6, live music starts at 7. Grab your friends for a night of free live music at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park, Wednesday, June 3rd with The Cheap Shots.
Milwaukee Weight Loss knows the secret to losing up to a pound of fat every day with no drugs or surgery, and they'll show you how to keep it off for good. Get your confidence and your health back right now. $200 off the summer special for limited time only. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to book your free consultation. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
We are the home for all your Brewers coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Begins now. Man, that throws me at the start of every 11 o'clock hour now. It is cringy. It's like if you've seen the movie Swingers and Jon Favreau's character calls the girl who he got the number from at the bar. He just keeps leaving voicemails. It's kind of like that. Not good. What wasn't cringy were some of the questions that were asked of Matt LaFleur yesterday about the Los Angeles Rams acquisition of Myles Garrett. I was talking to somebody that works in personnel, and he asked me, what do you think of the Rams getting Myles Garrett? And I said, well, yeah, it makes your job tougher, but...
That's right. So you're telling me like an assistant GM is coming up to Wilde and saying, hey, man, what did you think of that? That's what you're telling me happened yesterday?
I'm telling. His title is not assistant GM, but yeah, I have conversations on occasion. And I said,
was
but
it
you
Russ
got your
Ball?
No, Russ don't talk.
Russ Ball, come up. Hey, Russ. Wilde.
And I said, hey, Ball. No, but my point was, as I said, you got your guy a year ago, and he's 4 years younger. And he liked that answer, which I thought was a pretty good answer. It's true. But, yeah, it still makes it harder. Like, he's a really good football player. That's why they gave up what they gave up for him. But both Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love faced questions about that trade yesterday and answered those questions a little bit differently. First, here's Matt LaFleur reacting to the Myles Garrett trade.
Last year, the big trade for Micah here. What sort of impact did that make? And when you see your buddy Sean go and get Myles Garrett, what do you think that does for the Henderson?
Yeah, as far as Micah, he's in the building, so that was great to see him yesterday and to see where he's at in that process. But he's been as advertised in terms of the player and then as a leader on this football team, so I couldn't be more excited than to have a guy like that. And as far as those other guys, I'm not that's out of my control, that's out of my worry. So I'm going to focus on our guys.
I'm going to focus on our guys. Now, here's Jordan Love responding to a similar question.
You see it all. I definitely see whenever there's some big trades, especially Myles Garrett going to the Rams. I mean, that's a huge deal right there. Like you mentioned, a team we'll face in the season. So, you see all that stuff, and that was a big trade for sure.
Maybe not hoping to have to play against Myles Garrett again?
I mean, when I heard it, that's the first thing I thought was, all right, we're playing him again. So it'll be great. He's a phenomenal football player. And they got a good defense already. They got a good team in general, obviously. So we'll see what it looks like.
I'm not sure what they're supposed to say, Tausch. Oh, no, they got Myles Garrett. is this how you would expect the quarterback who's now going to be chased by Myles Garrett on Thanksgiving Eve, and the head coach that now has the game plan for Myles Garrett, as he had to last year when he was playing for the Browns? Is this how you would expect them to respond?
Yeah, I don't know what other way you'd want. You will acknowledge how great of a player he is, and you also will talk about your guys. But as far as anything else goes, it adds to a huge challenge. And if you were kind of mocking it, oh my, if you're an O lineman and you are going to, especially if you're playing him twice, like the Niners and the Seahawks and everybody else, you're probably sitting there saying, oh God, here I am thinking I'm going to be blocking somebody else, and now I got to go Myles Garrett twice. That part is real. Mm-hmm. This, as far as this goes, you know it's a huge challenge. You know that makes the Los Angeles Rams even more formidable for this year. But there's nothing you can do about it, and the last thing you're ever going to do is sit there and cry about it and say, oh, my gosh, I'm just going to shut it down. No, that's not how this whole thing works. But if you don't think everybody in that locker room was talking about that and saying, that's a big boy move, that is what happens in locker rooms. You have those discussions. You're going to kind of banter back and forth, and as an O-line, you know that your challenge of trying to be successful blocking against the Rams on that Wednesday night just got a heck of a lot more difficult.
So what? Take me into your offensive line room after this trade happens. This is like before Campy or before Larry Bechtel gets things going. This is the buzz with you guys. Like you're going back and forth, and you're saying, well, I know he switches sides, so Cliffy, you're going to see him sometime, so am I, and then Flanagan's going to chime in with, well, he might line up. What? You guys aren't scared, but you're definitely talking about it. That's a fair way to describe it. No, we're going to bust.
I would think, especially like with a City or, some of those guys, you would have more, I guess, crude, just kind of, well, that's going to make your life a little more miserable. And, yeah, you're not going to just run from it and not acknowledge that it changes things, because it does. Anytime you're playing an elite pass rusher, it doesn't matter what position, things don't even sometimes need to be said. But when the trade happens, and it happens during the course of that week, when you're prepping, you're going to watch film, and there's going to be some, did you see this move? Did you see that? And I thought one of the things Larry Bechtel did that was great was he wouldn't sit there and harp on that. It would be more about you and your fundamentals. Mm-hmm. And the part of game planning and scheming is on the coaches to, you realize you're not going to go put Jordan Morgan on Myles Garrett solo 45 snaps, however many times you're going to throw it. You're not going to do that. You're going to do some, when Jared Allen went to the Vikings, from Kansas City, I think we all were looking at it like, all right, you started seeing more crack plays, more things that were going to at least make that edge think. I'm guessing you'll see that. That's more schematic. But as far as being in the locker room, we're going to bust chops. We're going to make some statements that, how when you say things, and you're the king of this, where you'll say things that have some truth, and you just want a needle because that's what you do. That's how this would go too. You're going to say some things that are going to be needling, but not like overtly. But you all know, everybody's thinking, that just got to be a much bigger challenge for those offensive tackles playing against Myles Garrett.
All right, the Packers OTAs continue, and we're going to talk to Micah Parsons today. I think we're going to talk to Sean Ryan
Jason,
today.
Does Micah Parsons say today he's got an outside shot of playing in the opener? Will he make that claim?
No. I predict no.
Okay.
Would you be shocked, surprised, or not surprised at all if he said, I've adjusted my goal, and that's my goal?
I would think for him personally, he's a competitor. He's probably way ahead of schedule. I wouldn't be shocked. I would, matter of fact, think he is going to be one of those, I need to bring the bridle back on him as far as a horse. He's going to be out running I have to restrict him a little bit. Put a governor on him, if you will, if you're talking golf carts. Because he should just say, I am going, and my goal is that this is where I'm going to be, whether or not that is going to be something that we as a staff and as players agree on. But I would love for him to go out and say, I'm so far ahead of where I'm at that now I believe I can be ready for that opener. I would think everybody would be super excited about that, even though the odds of the Packers allowing him to go play on turf up there probably is pretty limited.
Well, we will see what he has to say. I will report back later today on our other programs and, of course, tomorrow on Wilde and Tausch. Before that, though, we're going to play some trivia. Jesse, it is Wednesday. That must mean Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, and it means Tausch will have to use my latitudinally in my stead as I head to the locker room. What caller would you like?
It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Let's do caller number 15 today for Wilde and Tausch trivia.
Caller 15 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 15 plays trivia after I remind you that Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus, the Bucks Plus audio network, Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant, narrated by Charlie Behrens. It's the Bucks versus the world, available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Your road to the ESPN Milwaukee Open starts with one lucky phone call. Listen to On the Tee Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for your chance to qualify. 10 listeners will each receive a randomly assigned golfer in the Memorial Tournament, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Marquette Athletics, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Events by Design, Boucher Automotive, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Loyal Family Renovations, Gruber Law Offices, and Siding Unlimited.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
When you're getting married, the rings matter. There's something you wear for a lifetime. That's why my fiance and I went to Paul's Jewelers. Paul's Jewelers specializes in custom jewelry for life's biggest moments. Lab-grown or natural diamonds, great pricing, and a lifetime warranty, so your jewelry can be refurbished, repaired, or refitted anytime down the road. Their team made the entire process easy and stress-free. I can't wait to show off my wedding band after our big day. Create your masterpiece today by visiting Paul's Jewelers in West Allis.
Hey, Tom, I just really can't get my kids off their phones lately. What's your secret, man?
I told you last time, go to PrecisionSportsOnline.com and buy a hoop. And while you're there, include their court line painting. You'll thank me later. PrecisionSportsOnline.com. That's PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board, build a great career, and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, more.
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch the rest of the way. Tausch and I were talking off air. I really hope he doesn't have technical difficulties again like we had for a moment earlier in the show, because otherwise it would be...
I actually think you might want that.
Believe me, I don't.
You kind of want your own show.
I do not.
So
no.
There's a chance. I mean...
No.
Fingers crossed that it all holds up, but you know how these remotes go. Things can go get squirrely quickly.
Anything can happen. There's no doubt about it. I hope for my sake and more so for everyone else's sake that is not the case as we continue without Jason for the remainder of the show. He's on his way over to Packers OTA practice. We're going to hear plenty from all the players that he's going to get a chance to talk to, including Micah Parsons, tomorrow on the program. In the meantime, it is time for Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Vortex Golf and by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on, and by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Got a wily veteran stepping into the fold here for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Travis in Blue Mounds is our contestant today. Travis, welcome back.
Thank you.
Tausch does not have the questions. I have all the power for Wilde and Tausch Trivia today to ask these 3 Wisconsin Geography Wednesday questions of you, Travis, and Tausch gets to play along as well. Here we go with question number 1. This one hits close to home for me. From takeoff to touchdown, approximately how long is the standard commercial flight from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport to Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport? From the time you leave the ground in Chicago to the time you touch the ground in Milwaukee, approximately how long is that for a standard commercial flight? 15 minutes, 50 minutes, or subject to change when Chicago moves the airport to Hammond, Indiana?
15 minutes.
That is correct. Hey, I got a chuckle out of Tausch with the third option for the first time since I've been back. That's big.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's actually having technical issues. Oh, God. All right, Travis, it's you and me. I'm going to leave Tausch up in case now he's back. All right, here we go. Question number 2, Travis. Which of these accurately describes the location of Watertown, Wisconsin, relative to Waukesha, Wisconsin? So where is Watertown relative to Waukesha? Your 3 options. Number 1. Watertown is northwest of Waukesha. Number 2, Watertown is southwest of Waukesha. Or number 3, Watertown is northeast of Waukesha.
B, I believe.
Travis says Watertown is southwest of Waukesha. Tausch?
I'm going to say C.
You say Watertown
C.
is
I'm gonna say northeast.
East. You both are wrong.
Nice. All right.
Watertown is in Jefferson County, northwest of Waukesha. When you're looking at it on a map, it is north. To the north and to the west.
It is. You're right.
Because if you're on 94 heading from Waukesha toward Madison, going that direction, you should have thought about it a little more. I think you could have gone. All right. Question number 3. Chance to bounce back, Travis. Here you go. Latitudinally. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located north of where Tausch is right now? Having some tricky nature with his reception in Kohler. Which of these cities is north of Kohler? Oostburg, Howard's Grove, or Random Lake?
C, I guess. I don't.
C, Random Lake is the guess from Travis. Tausch, do you know you're there?
I'm never answering Oostburg, so I'm going to take the other one.
Howard's Grove, I guess, would be Tausch's guess.
Yep.
And that would mean Tausch is correct, which means Travis is wrong. Sorry, Travis. Howard's Grove, your correct answer there for that question. It is north of Kohler, Oostburg, and Random Lake, both to the south. Travis, not your best showing in Wilde and Tausch trivia. You do have 2 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing on Friday for the Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf prize pack. Thanks for playing. We always appreciate you, Travis. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye. All right, love you guys.
It's Travis and Blue Mountains, our contestant for Wilde
I
and
thought
Tausch
fair
trivia.
questions. Those are fair. I don't know if you knew I was going to be in Kohler today, that you added that, or if that was just a coincidence.
I was aware. Thankfully, our communication around here has upped its game a little bit. You actually told me you were going to be somewhere today, as opposed to some days when I find out, along with everyone else on the video stream, that you're somewhere on location. So, nice change of pace today. That's Wilde and Tausch Trivia. It is presented by Vortex Golf and by Cousin Subs. Jason continues to attend Packers OTA practice up in Green Bay. He'll report back tomorrow.
You know what day it is? I
sure do, Tausch.
Do ya? It's Wednesday, and if you're going to head, what is it from Madison south? West?
It's pretty straight south. It's pretty straight south, maybe a little bit southwest, yeah.
Okay, it's a smidge southwest, but it's a smidge under an hour to get to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90, again, in Rockford, Illinois. And it's Wednesday, and that means the classic rockers at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Guests who are 55 years and older invited to the Hard Rock Cafe every Wednesday, and you get 50% off of meals of $40 or less. This deal can be directly redeemed at Hard Rock Cafe by printing a voucher at the kiosk. Play, dine, and shop. Hit the sports book. Do it all. Enjoy live shows down at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
There's actually a question I'm going to ask Tausch during Whoa Nelly about Hard Rock Casino Rockford today. So we will do that in Whoa Nelly coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
This 4th of July, crack open something made for the red, white, and blissful. The new Americana Backyard Bliss Variety 8-pack is here just in time for America's 250th birthday, featuring 4 nostalgic flavors: strawberry, cherry, grape, and apple. It's the taste of backyard barbecues, fireworks at dusk, and long summer weekends packed into every can. This Independence Day, bring the nostalgia and bring the bliss with the new Americana Backyard Bliss Variety Pack from Carbliss. Available now at your local retailer or online at drinkcarbliss.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise: treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally, and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Since January, I've already lost 40 pounds and dropped a couple pant sizes. This program has been simple, safe, and their team has helped me every step of the way. Best of all, it's built to help keep the weight off for good. If you're looking for a weight loss program that works, Milwaukee Weight Loss is it. For a limited time, get $200 off with our summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Jesse and Tausch on Wilde and Tausch as Jason attends Packers OTA practice again today up in Green Bay. What would be valuable for Jason to learn at OTA practice today? Because I feel like you were kind of down on what we were hoping to learn yesterday, and there was some valuable content that we reviewed throughout today's show with players speaking after the practice and observations and whatnot while it's happening. What are you hoping to learn from Jason that we're going to talk about tomorrow?
I mean, obviously, where guys are lining up with Jason talking to Micah, and I don't know who else is going to be available, but where Mike is at in his recovery, and if he is starting to think that, I think most of us are thinking he'll be ready for that Bears game, week whatever that is, 5. I think he'll be ready earlier. But for the most part, I mean, I'm going to blame Jason. He's totally poo-pooed and taken the OTAs and made them, ugh. And it all stemmed from last year. And I asked, like, what do you learn? All this. Now, the fact that Bo Melton had a couple touchdowns and that they're actually doing some football stuff is intriguing, but it has gotten to be pretty watered down. So there's not a lot you're gleaning outside of, maybe some young guys elevating where they're at, what their mentality is. If you talk to Cisse, if you get a chance to talk to Burton, any of these guys that you just want to get an idea and learn a little bit more about them heading into camp, as far as lining up and reps and all of that, there's not a lot that is going to get gleaned from what limited amount of things they're doing at these OTAs. So I blame Wilde.
I do too. I believe it was at OTAs last year when Bo Melton first started getting work at corner. And we were like, is this actually going to be, could he actually be a two? And he actually was during the season. So
Kinda. He was more of a wideout than he ever was a corner last year. When some of the injuries happened, he made, what do you mean, of course? They switched him to DB in minicamp last year. You're trying to say OTAs and minicamp showed you something.
Yeah, but I mean, he caught a touchdown against the Bears in December. Like, of course, he's always been a wide receiver.
He wasn't playing wideout. No, but he wasn't playing. You're acting like he was. You did learn, and that told you, what that told me was, I don't trust the depth of this cornerback room. Now you draft a kid, and maybe it'll be better, but Bo Melton is going to be a wideout and a special teams guy, and I think he has shown and proven to the coaches he is somebody you want in that locker room because he does everything and anything that you ask him to do.
We'll hear what Jason has to recap from OTA practice when he returns to the show tomorrow. In the meantime, it is time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Want to talk a little Brewers baseball for a minute, old T?
Yeah. Another big win last night? Absolutely, I do.
If it wasn't for Miz, we would be gushing over Kyle Harrison because he has been a phenomenal addition to the Brewers rotation. On display again last night against his former team, the San Francisco Giants. Strikes out 12, matching a career high in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Allowed just 1 run. Improves to 6-0 in his last 7 starts. He's been amazing for the Brewers. Just compared to the month of May that Miz had, he hasn't been that amazing, but he was like 1 step shy of that. He's been phenomenal, and as a 1-2 punch, for those who are saying, well, the Brewers need to go get Tarek Skubal to be a legit World Series contender, like, that's hogwash. They've got a 1-2 here in Miz and Harrison that I think is as good as any in Major League Baseball. They could go up against Ohtani and Yamamoto and be that good.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but obviously when you make that trade and you bring him in, he's been better than anyone could have imagined. Miz, he's much better than he was. Such a talent last year. Now it seems like he's picking up, some of the other things, and he's learning how to pitch and not just throw. But I think it's still going to come down to, are we going to have enough bats, and is there going to be enough power in those bats when you get into the postseason? Because this team has shown over the last 2 years, they're going to grind, they're going to scrap, they're going to find ways to win games, and it's a fun group. The pitching, if the bullpen, what's been really encouraging is McGill seems to have kind of found his way back. If you get that mix and you can turn this into a 7-inning game again with our starters, and if Woody, there's a lot of ifs though when I'm talking here. If Woody can come back and be anywhere close to what he is at his peak, now all of a sudden you're looking at 3 starters that you feel great about going in, and then you have to make that decision if you're Matt Arnold. Do we go and find one more in case something happens? Because over the course of a long season, something's got to your starters. Do you feel good about it riding this out the whole season? I think this team is built the way they're built. They are going to be gritty. They're going to be, they're going to find ways to win. And if you get the starting pitching that we had, you're going to see ourselves right back in the same position we were last year. And now we just hope we can find a way to get it done when it gets to be the postseason.
Brewers are now 16 games over 500. It's after Memorial Day, so I think we're allowed to look at the standings. They are 5.5 games up on the Pirates, who are in second place in the NL Central.
I want to say I heard 24-8 we are in the last 32.
In the last 32,
right?
since the Pirates series at the end of April, 24-8 in their last 32 games.
And Jesse, why do you think? Is it been the pitching? What is the reason we've had such a run?
It's pitching's a big part of it, especially as good as Miz and Harrison have been. When you're getting that 2 out of 5 games, like it's gonna be, typically your day to win a baseball game. But also the way that the offense has manufactured runs, like we talked yesterday, 16 runs against the Giants on Monday night without a home run. When they need home runs, they come up with Bowers had a 2-run blast early in the Houston game on Sunday. That's all they needed because Miz was so dominant. So it's been kind of the collective. They get the timely hit when they need it, or they can string a bunch of hits in a row together for a big inning. When you can put up a crooked number in an inning the way that this offense has proven time and time again over the last year and a half at least that they're capable of doing, like that's what keeps you in games. That's what wins you a lot of games. It is very anti-analytic to say that singles and moving guys first to third is the way to win baseball games, but that's Murph ball, that's Brewers baseball, and it's working. And that's been the key to the offense, to get enough runs. And then when you get, obviously, the great starting pitching that they have, you're going to win a lot of baseball games that way, and that's what they've done.
Okay, so you broke it down. I asked 24-8, what's the reason? It's basically because they're scoring more runs than the other team. That's your analysis back. Pretty good.
When you're getting
and accurate.
When you're getting
hard to argue with that type of analysis. I can't argue.
When you're getting legendary month-long performances from Miz and Harrison on the mound, and you supplement that with putting up crooked number innings by manufacturing runs, by moving runners over, by hitting the opposite way, going first to third, like those are the things. 2 out hits.
So scoring
more
big. Runs. Scoring more runs than the other team.
I
agree. I'm not sure why you're arguing. Like your own point, they're scoring more runs than the other team, which is really good when you're trying to win.
Whoa, Nelly!
All right, wise guy. What's the key? What's the key to the big NBA Finals starting tonight? Knicks and Spurs. Whoever scores more points than the other team?
Well, that would be your analysis. I'm going to try and be a little more in-depth. Josh Hart hitting open threes. The reason they were able to kind of get through and have the amount of success they're having is he's hitting shots. Because the New York is they're kind of have that blue collar for a big city squad. They have that blue collar, not the Tom Thibodeau era basketball. They're not that gritty, but they have a bunch of guys that play both ways, that they're able to kind of find out what their weaknesses are and they're overcoming them. So if he plays well, I think New York wins the championship. If he doesn't, what you're going to see is Wemby can then sit off. He can stay back, and just be the rim protector and everything else. You got to find different ways to stretch him. And if he guards Karl Anthony Towns, is he going to go out on the perimeter because he can shoot it? Or is he going to lean off on somebody that maybe a Hart that doesn't shoot it as great? And if he's hitting shots, changes the whole dynamic of the series. So I think Josh Hart is the key to the whole thing. I know Robinson, and busted his finger. He plays 12 or 14 minutes a game. He's going to be somebody that they're going to want to get physical and body up on Wemby. You need to think back to the old school. This was one of my favorite teams back when I was rocking my orange and blue Patrick Ewing shoes. You got to have the Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. I am going to be bludgeoning until they call everything. I am making it miserable for Wemby. That is going to be a big part of this too. So there's a lot that goes into it. I think New York needs to be able to shoot it with Hart, and if they can get physical and not get a ton of fouls, I think they have a good shot at knocking off Wemby and the Spurs.
NBA insider NBA enthusiast Mark Tauscher with his breakdown of the finals.
I could do like Jesse when I asked Jesse a question. What do you think? Well, I think if New York scores more points, I think they're going to win.
Well, it sounds like if they can limit Wembanyama and then they score more points than the Spurs do because they limit Wembanyama, then they're going to win.
About? I just told you. I brought Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley back, and I said you need to get that kind of bodying up and beating him around and make it miserable for him, because you let him free flow, you're going to get your blank beat. If he's free flowing and doing what he wants, I want to make it really uncomfortable for him.
All I'm saying is I gave you the breakdown of how the Brewers are manufacturing runs, and you said, oh, it's just they got to score more runs than the other team. So you're giving a breakdown of how they limit the Spurs.
You said small ball and Murph ball. That's what you brought up. Come on.
You're rich.
Thanks.
Knicks Spurs, if you were going to Hard Rock Casino Rockford today, what would be your wager for who wins and in how many games?
New York in 6.
Knicks in 6? Really? Wow.
That's correct. Yep.
I heard a stat from Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike this morning. When there has been an NBA Finals matchup where there's a team coming off a sweep versus a team that played a 7-game series, 20 of 24 times, the team that got the sweep in the conference final won the NBA Finals. So history would bode well for the Knicks, despite being underdogs, according to the sports books in this series.
Yeah, and I actually think, and this is going to sound crazy, I think playing on the road here is going to help them because playing at home with that long rest, they've been off, 10 days? Here, if you split, you feel great. If you split when you're at home, you don't. I think there's always that rust, and it takes a little bit. How much of that the Spurs had to use a ton of energy. This is going to be one of those series, I think the longer it goes, the better it's going to be for New York because they're going to find their rhythm because their rhythm has been so good. They have, since that Hawks down 2-1 to Atlanta, it has been throttle city. Not we're going to win some close games. They have throttled people. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the Spurs to win both of these games because I think if they split with San Antonio there, I think New York wins this thing in 5 or 6.
They've won 11 in a row, averaging a 19-point margin of victory in those 11 games. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
It sounds like you're pretty excited for this year. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the finals?
I'm fired up. I mean, listen, man, I am a NBA fan. I am not as big a fan as a lot of folks, but I stay up to date with it. I'm a big Bucks fan. Obviously, that season didn't go well, but Wemby just kind of changed my whole deal. I love watching greatness, whether it's on the golf course or tennis or what. I love watching and seeing how these guys react and gals react to certain situations and how they handle it. Because there's a lot of guys and a lot of gals that have had some success and then it's, okay, that's the end of it. How you maintain, sustain, and get better as your greatness grows. I'm curious to see how Wemby handles all this because he's every test so far he's had in the postseason, concussion, Oklahoma City, whatever it's been, he's handled it. How does he do it against New York? I can't wait to watch.
Everybody's in love with Wemby. I'm almost done with I've got a Wemby take in the lab that I'm just about ready to bring out of the oven. I think I'm going to debut it tomorrow.
Okay.
If we're talking finals at the start of tomorrow's show, I've got a Wemby take that I think I'm ready to share after listening the last 24 hours to national hosts, local hosts talking about these finals and Wemby. So stay tuned for that. I think I think everybody's lying.
So now you're teasing a take?
Well, I've been doing that all week. I said I'm working on a take. I'm working on a Wemby take. I'm pretty close. I think I've got it molded.
What did you just say? You said that everybody's been feeling a certain way.
I think everybody's lying a little bit about Wemby. I think everybody's lying to themselves a little bit about Wemby. This is why I'm working.
Like what? That we don't like him?
No, I'm working. I will debut this take tomorrow. I'm workshopping it a little bit. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take tomorrow off then. If that's what you're doing, I'm going to take that.
Whoa, Nelly!
All right. Obviously, we're way out of music, but how often do you ask strangers for help with directions?
Now?
Yeah.
Never. Never. That is one of the sad things about technology. I used to love having to pull into a gas station and ask, like the attendant or whoever it would, where you could go, or pull over to the side of the road and ask a question and get it, pull out a map and say, well, I didn't miss this. Now, nobody, does anyone even do that?
We were on an entire road trip in the Northeast. Not once did we have to ask anybody for directions or to find something. On my walk from the parking garage across the street into our office today, which is not a long walk. You're outside for, 2 minutes? Two different people asked me for help finding something outside of our office. where one of our
is there a scavenger hunt going on?
No, one of the I think there's an event going on in our building. We share this building with other offices, and I think there's an event going on downstairs, and a fella stopped me on the sidewalk. He couldn't find where the building was located after his GPS got him to the garage, and asked if I could show him where that was, if I knew it. And then as I walked into the building, someone else asked me as I walked in, "Hey, are you here for this event? Can you tell me what floor it's on?" I'm like, I never do that anymore. But I do know, like, it used to be fairly common to just ask a gas station attendant or ask someone else, like, where can I find this? And I think we should be more of, like,
Just wait a second. No, it's a whole different animal, what you're describing, compared to pulling off and asking what direction Highway 23 is going. I do that all the time. It's like, hey, do you know where this convention, you get in these big convention centers, or if you get to, our building's pretty big, what floor this is on, there's security guard, you maybe need, how do I get up there? I don't have a pass. Like, there's 100 things that you could ask, and I totally understand that, but that's not the premise that you laid out in this Whoa Nelly.
I got stopped on the sidewalk, and the guy said, hey, I can't find, I think it was the Dream Bank building from AmFam, the Dream Bank. I can't find the Dream Bank building. Can you show me where that is?
It's on the first floor. That's right there.
And I said, yeah, sir, it's right over here. This is actually the way I'm heading. I can walk you right over, and I think I can show you where the door is.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's a nice play. Well done by
Whoa, Nelly!
Did you want an attaboy for just being like a decent human being? Or what were you looking for?
This is 2 days in a row that when Jason has stepped away from the show, I think people are noticing you're a little snippy with me. And I don't know if I appreciate that.
What do you mean I'm snippy with? What do you mean I'm snippy with?
Oh, so you're saying score more runs than the other team? Oh, that's not what you said at all. You're very confrontational. I don't know if I appreciate that.
I'm sorry your analysis came down to score more runs. That's not. I didn't think that was on me, but if you want to put that on me, Jesse, go ahead. That's on me. I apologize, Jesse, that I didn't coddle your take a little bit better than you wanted.
That will not be the clip of the day. We'll see what it is coming up next to round out this edition of Wilde and Tausch.
This
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Shop the Pig! Homer here, and I'm broadcasting live at the brand new Bayview Piggly Wiggly on Oklahoma Avenue this Friday. The Pig has a total new look with wider aisles, fresh produce, premium meats, bakery smells that should probably be illegal, and grab-and-go options to have you covered. Then on Saturday, enjoy live music, food samples, mascots, kids fun, and Marquette basketball players Nigel James and Adrian Stevens from 1 to 2. Make plans to stop by the Bayview Piggly Wiggly on Oklahoma Avenue. I'll be there Friday, starting at 5. Piggly Wiggly, shop the Pig!
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox, returns to the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park on June 3rd with The Cheap Shots. Gates open at 6, live music starts at 7. Grab your friends for a night of free live music at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park, Wednesday, June 3rd with The Cheap Shots.
Homer here for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn out windows could be the culprit. Broken seals and old frames let your cool air escape, and with summer just getting started, it's only going to get hotter. Upgrade your home's windows now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. Built with top quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, Window Nation's windows fit perfectly and lock in the air. Upgrade today and your home will stay cooler this summer and warmer when winter comes. Your home stays comfortable year-round, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. Don't wait to put an end to your window problem. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project.
Hey, y'all.
It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss here for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of the house this summer and enjoy a great weekend at Road America, located conveniently between Milwaukee and Green Bay in Elkhart Lake. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. Camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in racing your way. It's more than a race, it's a full-day experience. Up next is June Sprints coming June 5th through the 7th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Jesse and Tausch rounding out Wilde and Tausch. Hopefully Tausch isn't going to yell at me too much when we play our clip of the day. Posted from this one from the ESPN Milwaukee Twitter handle a little bit earlier this morning.
This has gained some steam on social media, so just to provide some clarity, Arizona Cardinals edge rusher Josh Sweat is not being traded. Not to the Packers or anywhere. Like green eggs and ham. He will not be traded here. He will not be traded there. He will not be traded anywhere. Were you in any way getting your hopes up or thinking that this was a realistic possibility?
It's you see the chatter on social media and people will say that, but no, I wasn't, because as I said yesterday, like, Lucas Van Ness is going into that year where you're going to see where he's at. And Micah Parsons has mentioned a lot of different times how excited he is about that. You have Sorrell, and I don't know what that price tag would be for Sweat. If it's super high, I'm not interested. If it was something that you could add, what you feel like is a good value, okay, 'cause he's a good football player. But no, and by the way, just because Rap Sheet said that, I'm old enough to remember when the Cleveland Browns said they weren't trading Myles Garrett either.
It's a good point.
And I was all.
There you go. Yeah, you're old enough to remember that, Tausch. The clip of the
Well,
day.
I am.
What'd you think? Did it accurately represent a portion of what we discussed on today's show?
100%. And I think, there's other people are saying, well, it could be if the Eagles get him, if that's it's going to move the needle to that degree. Not the Myles Garrett, but obviously anytime a good football.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and builds spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark